We have huge news. After 25 years of professional football, Portland Thorns forward Christine Sinclair has announced her retirement from the game. Alongside Sandra Herrera, I'm Lisa Carlin. Sandra, we saw this news break this morning. We knew we had to jump on and immediately talk about it because the impact of Christine Sinclair, the GOAT, the absolute GOAT of all GOATs, is not one to skip over. What were your initial reactions when you saw this news?
Oh man, honestly, I'm gonna be real. It's a little bit of a moment of serenity, a little bit of at peace. This is a player that we have talked about at the latter stages of her career for some time. And for some of these players, because it feels like we're saying farewell to a lot of them lately, we know they're in certain phases or stretches of that career. And so it's just one of these moments where you're just like, when is it coming? How's it going to drop? What's it going to look like? And with Sinclair, we had a little bit of an intro to this already. She announced her retirement from the international stage the end of 2023. We saw a couple of farewell games for her with Canada. And we knew she was coming into this regular season and a 1-year contract with the Thorns. And it was just one of these moments where it's like, this is one of those players where you're going to have to kind of enjoy it, week in and week out in terms of what she's able to give to the pitch still. So there's a lot. I'm very Sinclair about it. I think I'm just sort of a little wordless and at peace with it. Very grateful for all the time that she's given to this sport.
100%. That's a great way to put it. It is absolutely bittersweet. The end of an era with Christine Sinclair officially saying that she's going to hang up her boots at the end of this season. The records and the accomplishment that Christine Sinclair has gathered over the course of her very long career, right? 25 years as a professional. But when you look just at club, because this is the final chapter of the game that she says goodbye to, there are a lot of cool records and stats. I think one of the coolest is that Christine Sinclair is just one of 3 players in the NWSL to have played all 12 NWSL seasons with the exact same club. Portland Thorns has been Christine Sinclair's home, and it will always be Christine Sinclair's home. Especially when you think about the records that Sink has set with the Thorns. She is Portland's all-time leading goal scorer. She has the most regular season goals with 64, third most in the league. And then across all competitions, 79 goals, 13 playoff appearances. She has played in 195 games with the Thorns, started 176 of them. She has done absolutely everything in her club career. And even before the Thorns, when you look at where she was before that, she's played in 2 different countries, 5 leagues across 6 organizations. Her touch and reach has spanned so much in women's football, especially at the professional level. Sandra, she's won 8 major championship trophies. 8.
I don't know if we're ever going to see this level of greatness or achievement, in women's club soccer specifically. I think when we're kind of running down and rattling all of those stats, it includes those NCAA championships, and even those still in Oregon, right? With Portland, in this city that she says she's always going to call home. And that's a lot of goals, right? Like we're talking about it like at the international level, but even at the club level, like that's good. All of her goals at the club level are good for, I believe it's 3rd in the league, right? It's just behind Sam Kerr Lynn Williams and Sam Kerr. So it's like 79 goals. And look, Lisa, I've been covering this league for a little while now. And for me, when I think of like all these moments and all these goals, I think of all of the time she absolutely dunked on the Chicago Red Stars. I've seen plenty of Christine Sinclair goals. Let me tell you, I don't know if there's another team out there that she's scored more goals on. I believe, shout out to Adri for this stat, she's got 17 goals against the Chicago Red Stars out of, these 70 plus goals. So I'm here for it. This is what we're here for. We're here to get through together. All these are tough times, saying farewell to legends. So shout out to everyone, ST Miller, Dawn Hammond, and joining us in our chat, like letting us know about their favorite moments and things like that. And I'm just here to participate in that too. I guess my favorite moment is getting to see so many of those goals in action.
There were so many. many goals that we could even talk about. But the thing with Christine Sinclair is that the way that she scores goals is so casual. So
Underrated.
casual.
Underrated.
She is such a prolific goal scorer in the ease at which she does it, the rate at how many she does, and the consistency that she is able to find the back of the net, be open, create chances in the attacking end. And her goals, Sandra, are never like these insanity goals that you need, but they are just precision. They come down to technique and repetition. She does the simple things right and the foundations of football perfectly. And that's why she is the all-time leading goal scorer. She has so many international goals. I mean, at the international level, that's a whole other story that we could get into. But you touched on scoring all those goals for Chicago Red Stars and perhaps some of your favorite moments and favorite memories. One of mine is a little Christine Sinclair off the pitch. She has blocked
Yeah.
U.S. Soccer on Twitter. It is on
Legendary.
social media. It's so good. It's so good. The lore that is
Yep.
behind this is fantastic.
I love it. I think if there was, let's give her another title. Best polite hater award. Like just casual. Like I don't want to see none of that. Block. Like love it, 100%. I just, it's so true though. I loved listening to you talk about her goal scoring efforts, and I was saying underrated, which is funny because we're talking about the all-time global leading goal scorer, right, internationally, but someone who has also dominated so much in this league. And I think if you look at certain games, like it's the different ways in which she could have scored these goals, whether, like you said, it looked flawless or looked easy. I don't think she ever got enough credit for kind of just like you wouldn't look at her maybe say like that's a poacher, but she absolutely had the ability to do that. And you see this just kind of shark in the water mentality, just kind of having the presence of mind and paying attention to where that ball is going. And I think there's maybe there's no better example of that than perhaps even that the 2012 semifinal, right, against United States in the London Olympics. There's just so many things we can go through here. Honestly, I think if you, Lisa, were to just start going through the actual list of everything, that would be the one shot.
How much time do you guys have? How much time do you have for me to run through all of her stats? Internationally, Sandra, she has 190 goals, the all-time leading international goal scorer, men's or women's, it doesn't matter. But when you look at some of the titles and the things that she's done, it does date back to her collegiate days where she did play for the University of Portland. She won in 2002, 2005, the NCAA championship. She won the USLW League, a two-time WPS championship, three-time NWSL championship, two-time NWSL Shield. She won the Challenge Cup with the Thorns in 2021. She won gold with Canada at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. She's a two-time bronze medalist, CONCACAF Women's Championship in 2010 with Canada. And individually, I mean, her honors and her records continue to go on and on and on. One of my favorite ones is that she is a 14-time Canadian Player of the Year. 14 times. They said, you are the Canadian Player of the Year. How can you not? She's won Golden Boots. She has been honored Order of the British Columbia, Order of Canada, Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal. Like, she has won everything, and it is so deserved. I'm pretty sure that the term GOAT was coined specifically for Christine Sinclair.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, it's so awesome to kind of look at the other side of this. It's like there's always a layer of sadness saying goodbye to legends of the game, but this moment in women's sport and women's soccer where we get to have these legends and go back and visit certain eras and have these type of conversations where we're like, where do these types of players rank in your all-time greats? The fact that there's a plural on it now, that we get to talk about this globally, that it's not just stuck in one sector of the globe. We have to expand that conversation to go ahead and include so many different facets of international football. I'm thrilled for it. Like, it's like that's what I guess I mean when I say there's a layer of like peace to it for me as well. It's just like, even these retirements in their own way are kind of propelling the game forward. And I'm just so grateful to so many of these players, and Sinclair is included in that.
Absolutely. Congratulations to Christine Sinclair, Portland Thorns and women's soccer legend. Absolutely. As she says goodbye to the game. It's not goodbye immediately, though. Christine will finish out the NWSL regular season with the Portland Thorns. So you can watch her this weekend coming up as Portland, they take on San Diego Wave. That is happening Saturday night at 10 p.m. But big announcement for the Thorns. It's going to come at their final regular season home match on Friday, November 1st at 7 p.m. local time when Portland Thorns host Angel City in their final regular season match of the year. That will be a big honor for Christine Sinclair. So if you're in the area, even if you're not, get out to Providence Park, out to Portland, Oregon, and be there at that final match November 1st to honor and celebrate Christine Sinclair along with the club at her final home game. Sandra, this was it. This was our A3 one shot where we get to tackle one topic, one moment that arises, whether it's breaking news, a developing story, a deep dive into something that maybe we didn't get to talk about. And today it was all about Christine Sinclair announcing her retirement